Christmas morning. The coffee was still steaming when I opened my banking app. 000. Not a glitch, not a typo. The savings I'd built over a decade, gone. I stared at the numbers until my phone slipped from my hand. Across the table, my brother raised his mug and smiled like he'd just won something. "Prove it, Miss CEO," he said, voice dripping with mockery. I didn't answer. I just looked at him, memorizing every detail of that smirk, because I knew one thing in that moment. I was going to bury him. Backstory set up. Michael was 2 years younger than me. Our parents used to say we were inseparable. When I launched my first company, he was the first person I hired. We shared ideas over late-night takeout, celebrated every milestone, survived every setback together. I thought loyalty was in our blood. I thought family meant safety. But somewhere along the line, he stopped being my brother and started being my competition. When I became CEO, he wasn't proud. He was jealous. Discovery of betrayal. The signs had been there, just quiet enough for me to ignore. Emails forwarded to an unknown address. My laptop moved from its usual spot when I came home late. Once, my password didn't work. He laughed it off as me typing too fast. But hacking your own sister's account? Draining $150,000 in a single night on Christmas? That wasn't just betrayal. That was war. Shift in mindset. Strategic planning begins. I didn't confront him that morning. He wanted a reaction. He wasn't getting one. Instead, I smiled, poured more coffee. I even wished him Merry Christmas. By nightfall, my plan was already moving. I had my IT security team forensics sweep my laptop. Within hours, I had the evidence. Remote access logs from his IP address. Timestamps matching the transfers. He'd been sloppy, overconfident. I gave him that, because overconfidence makes people blind. Execution of the plan. Step 1, freeze his accounts. All of them. Not just the ones tied to the stolen funds, but every bank, every trading platform, every payment processor. Step 2, file a confidential theft and cybercrime report. He wouldn't know until the authorities were ready to knock. Step 3, quietly buy out his stake in a joint investment we'd made years ago, one that was about to triple in value. I paid him in the only currency he could touch now, cash. Petty, untraceable, and insulting. Step 4, call in every favor I was owed in the industry. By the end of the week, Michael's name was flagged as high risk in every hiring network that mattered. Step 5, wait. Climax and confrontation. Present moment returns. The waiting ended on the day he least expected it. A meeting he thought was private. A deal he thought would save him. I'd booked the conference room myself. He walked in wearing that same arrogant grin from Christmas morning until he saw me sitting at the head of the table. "What is this?" he asked, but his voice cracked. I slid the folder across the table. Inside, screenshots of every transfer, every login attempt, every file he'd accessed without permission. Cybercrime, I said softly. Wire fraud. Identity theft. The police call it a slam dunk. His hands tightened on the folder. "You wouldn't?" I leaned in. "You already know I would." The door opened. 2 men in dark suits stepped in, private investigators with the state attorney's office. Michael's face drained. That's when I saw it. The exact moment he realized the game was over. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. "Here's the difference between us," I said. "You take what isn't yours. I take everything you think you still have." Resolution and emotional release. By the time they let him out, his accounts were frozen, his assets seized, and his name blacklisted from the industry for good. He'd never work in tech again, never touch a boardroom. And the $150,000? Returned to me with interest from the liquidation of his assets. Some people call what I did ruthless. I call it balance. Because blood may be thicker than water, but betrayal turns it to ice. And I don't forgive ice. I shatter it.